Can somebody tell me, because I can't.
We are up and running and we are live. Here we are into this Sweden, and Claire is going to crack on and get us introduced.
I really am. So welcome to our second workshop out of 5 workshops with the wonderful Paul Rees, who is from Accolade Academy. And did you go through your business, practice your true lifestyle, freedom and financial independence? Yes or no? Today's Power Business Deep Dive, we'll be assessing your business style and your end goal. Which one are you? Business entrepreneur, lifestyle entrepreneur, business lifestyle? Let's put it into perspective with Paul Rees from Accolade Academy. Welcome, Paul.
Welcome, Claire. Thank you for having me here on this sunny, vibrant morning. Depending where people are listening to this on YouTube, but yeah, amazing. So we're going to touch on some. I'm going to use the word formalities that get overlooked when we kind of start our business. And here's the thing is that so many people run a business, and although they run the business, they don't have a purpose to it. And when I say a purpose to it, a purpose for themselves. We are so ingrained in the business being a service for another person. We actually don't give the thought to as to why we started the business in the first place. So we're going to touch on financial freedom and lifestyle independence. Financial independence and lifestyle freedom. Sorry, those guys mixed around there. So that's my overdosing caffeine this morning. So and generally I leave it. I'm trying to get off it because it's such a kicker. When you go down, yeah, after caffeine, especially the strong stuff. Do you know what I mean, Heather? You've got to get immune to it. Yeah, man. All show me your cups there. It's just, I don't know how you do it every morning. But anyway, let me crack on. So here's the thing. And we're going to dive in here. So if you want to cut in, please just put your hand up or shout over me. That would work also. Throw me $100 bill if we do dollars or pounds for anything. So here's the thing. There are 3 styles of business people that I have met over my 18 years of being clawed into the business world. And these 3 styles of business people, I feel, make up for what is the current, we could say, fashion of business style of business person. And in order to give your business purpose, I mean, true purpose to yourself, let's be selfish here. Let's remember you started a business for yourself first, for your life, not for the life of your customers, your clients, but for your life. You started there. Now, when you started your business, often we have this passion we have that's in our heart, like almost like a craving hobby. Then we take that hobby into a business module. And then we feel we want to sell something because we're passionate about it. Yeah, I feel good. Everybody else will want it then. But here's the thing, you've missed the purpose to your life. The business has to have a purpose and a reason for you in your life for doing it in the first place. Not just because you love something, but because there has to be a goal. A business module thrives on goals, thrives on processes, but most of all thrives on a reason. So let's look at this. Let's look at the 3 business styles. So first of all, let's look at the business entrepreneur. And the business entrepreneur has, we could say, a reputation that's been ingrained for the many years of what we see an business entrepreneur to be. That is someone that grows a business, then grows another business, then grows another business, and may have several businesses, but always keeps their fingers in the pie. Always likes to micro control, but look as if they've got leaders working for them. They always look as if they are someone that really wants to step back out of the business, but somewhat they like to keep themselves involved. So effectively what they do is they kind of rely on that drive, that next project, the next business. They never really contented. They always want to keep growing and pushing and growing and pushing. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's that style of business entrepreneur. You know, they can be successful, they can be unsuccessful. I mean, you've got business entrepreneurs who have lots of businesses, but actually not really getting anywhere, but they thrive on that need to have a new project. And then let's look at the lifestyle entrepreneur. Now, I'm going to put this PDF into the chat box as we go through this. You can take a read of these because it's important to really analyze what type of business style you are. So let's look at a lifestyle entrepreneur. I put myself here. I started as a business lifestyle person, which I'll talk about in a sec. Then I realized that, wait, Paul, if you want to work 70 hours a week, it's actually more beneficial to do that on a career because I'll get paid more. I realized it wasn't actually benefiting me. And I thought, why am I running the business? What's the purpose of the business for me? So then after some real analyzing, and this was 10 years in, actually it was after my first burnout, when I lost 3 months of my life in bed, not being able to move, emotionally, physically wrecked because I constantly worked 80 hours a week. And that's why my self-worth lived was, I've got to do 80 hours. Hard days pay, or hard days work, hard days pay. Sorry for my parents running pubs and construction businesses all our lives. So here's the thing, I thought, okay, I'm actually running a business because I want to buy time in my life, not buy time to run a business. I did all the wrong way around. So I'm 99% of us still do. Then my realization was, wait. So if I want to buy time in my life, I have to actually, the purpose of the business then is to run my business as a lifestyle entrepreneur, a business entrepreneur. Then I give my business purpose. Then I set my plans in action for that purpose. So I'm saying I'm selfishly running a business to provide a service that provides me with a lifestyle where I work less hours. Because if I wanted to work 50 hours a week, then I could do that in a business, in a career. But you run a business to break that cycle. You know, people jump into running a business, especially coming from a career into a business, and carry the same mindset. They carry a salary mindset whilst running a business. And that's just crazy, a suicide. So effectively, I choose my hours. Many people running business feel the business chooses their hours. They've got it all wrong, but that don't mean it's wrong either. But we have to understand that. We have to realize our purpose for the business first. So as a lifestyle entrepreneur, this year is 4 days a week. Next year, I go down to 3 days a week. And then the year after, who knows? Then my 8-year plan, 8 years from now, I sell my business. That's my plan. I'm not retiring. I'm going to give myself life promotion. That's my plan 8 years from now. No such thing as retirement. We get life promotion. That's our choice. Let's look at the business lifestyle person. Now, these are probably the business lifestyle person has been my market or my client for the last 18 years. Well, up until now, because I'm shifting my business. The business lifestyle person is someone that thrives on a 70-hour week. That thrives on being the last out of the door. That says to everybody, do what you can do, but then always micromanages those people. Always feels that nobody can do better than them, but claims to allow everybody to have a go. That's a business lifestyle person. Someone who always says, I'm doing well, when actually they're not. Or feel that by leaving the office after a 12, 16-hour shift, that they actually completed a great day. That's a business lifestyle person. Again, all these three styles, nothing's wrong with any of them. You have to choose. But don't be an in-between person. And I said this last night in a call. People say that when we're married with best friends, it's not possible. The reason being is a friendship relationship, two friends have not slept together. They've not had intimacy. So that friendship feeling is very different to a husband and wife. So the same thing here is like, am I a business entrepreneur? Am I a lifestyle entrepreneur? And a bit of both? No, let's not be a bit of both. Let's firm in. So your business model knows exactly what it should be doing for you. It's so important. Then we look at, okay, now I completely understand the style of business I am. Now I can assess how I'm going to get in my lifestyle freedom and financial independence. Now, lifestyle freedom is different for everybody. Let's look at this, Heather. You may love working a 60-hour week. You thrive and that's what makes you happy. Then that's your lifestyle freedom. That's what you choose. If you look at Sue, she bounces from project to project. Sue loves the drive. She loves the drive, but also she loves her walks. So when you look at your lifestyle freedom, you may say, okay, I love working 70 hours a week. Then you build the schedule to know how does your body sustain 70 hours a week? It's not possible. Or why would you want it to? So then you may say, okay, I'm 70 hours, 40 hours, 70 hours, 40 hours. You know, you've got to put in a sustainable goal set schedule that allows you to fulfill that style of business person that you wish to be. We can't be in between. It's not possible. Well, you can, but it's very messy. I've seen it so many times. So let's go. So we say, okay, so how do I now measure my financial independence? This is different for everybody. And again, I stated this just on the call last night. £10 to me is different to £10 to yourself, Karen. but yet £10 is the same for everybody. Emotionally, our money is different, but yet the value of money is exactly the same. So you look at your financial value of, okay, where do I function at my highest, at my best, Camilla? At one number. Don't just pick a number because, wow, that number feels good and I'll have loads of financial choices. That won't make you happy. It means you'll have choices and you'll create landfill with your choices. We do that. So when you look, okay, so for me, I'll talk about myself. So I'm a 120K business. It's a small amount, but that's what I function my absolute best. So here's the thing, guys. I'm a spender. So I've had much higher numbers in my business, and whilst I felt happy, it actually didn't make me happy. So I knew I needed to find a sweet spot financially that it meant I still had to think about my choices, have good choices, whilst fulfill the lifestyle that I'm looking for. And let's remember, you guys, my lifestyle is actually creating as much digital free time in a space and area of my life that I can. And for that, I like to get out in the wild. I like to camp. For me, camping, getting out there, that's my lifestyle. I'm a mountain biker. I was a professional mountain biker for years, so I like to get to the Alps. I like to get out in the country, and I like to be off grid. I like to wash in the river if I can, you know. I wasn't born in a suit, for sure. So for me, yeah, I know. So for me, that lifestyle freedom is getting away from the digital aspect of life. So what is your lifestyle? What is your lifestyle freedom? So looking at that, that's when I look at, okay, so financially, I know my number to make that happen, to have a good lifestyle in the home. That works for me. And it allows me to keep thinking and keep growing my business, because I'm the sort of person that can relax quickly if my number is too high. I switch off quickly. I'm like one of those poor salespeople that's, yes, I've hit my target, I'm going home. It's a bad habit. I didn't say I was great at this, did I? I didn't say I was a brilliant business person. But what I do is I realize my mistakes. You see, as human beings, we are conditioned to struggle. That's a universal law. The conditioning is to struggle. The reason why that is because if we don't struggle, we don't grow. We have to experience it. But the true measure of how you become financially independent and have lifestyle freedom is actually understanding and managing your struggle emotion. The best leaders in the world, the reason why they're great leaders and great success is because they've learned to understand where their struggles are and how they develop themselves through those struggles. And then they'll go to the next struggle and next struggle and next. It's massively important to have them. If we did not, then of course there's no growth. I shared this yesterday. I was sitting with my mentor only 2 days ago, and he mentioned to me he had an amazing chat with, I can't remember the professor's name, but the professor said to him, I do not give my clients any kind of antidepressant medication because it's going to influence a lack of potential growth from the struggles they get through going through that experience. And I'm like, wow, that's just so profound. It's so profound. Do not prevent yourself from experiencing the struggle, but manage your development through your struggle, which will allow you then, of course, to go back to perfect your lifestyle business, your choice of style of lifestyle of business. Sorry, I fumbled my words there. So let's jump in there. Let's jump in there if we can. Heather, tell me what is your business lifestyle?
It's interesting. I've been sort of, obviously was listening to some of last night because I missed a bit, but just you say there's no in between. And I'm looking going like, I'm in between. So yeah, and I think it feels like, because I am partly because of the situation of the world, because we've had to kind of basically create a whole new business. So there is very much the 24/7, like Sue, lots of projects going on, and I am incredibly busy. but I also, we also have a plan that, the business will be sold in 5 years' time. So we're actually actively building that. So yeah, I feel very much in between, but I think that, as you say, it does make life a whole lot harder, because you're kind of, it's almost like you're running to, I feel like I just had a thought. It's like I'm rowing in both boats in the boat race.
Exactly. I love that
analogy for the day.
I love that, and it's so true. It's like trying to be in two relationships. It's like trying to have, I know, I've never had two girlfriends at one time, but I don't think I'd like to, because my wife is enough for sure. But having that, it's like being in two relationships at one time. It truly is there, and having to be two different people there. I mean, Karen, you're an analyzer of all this beautiful kind of information. How does this sit for you? Where do you sit in your business style?
Well, I have to be very much lifestyle, because for me, business is part of an investment strategy. My mind is 100% investment orientated, and for the investing, for what I teach, multiple income streams, there has to be a business in there. So for me, the whole focus of the business is that it's lifestyle which generates the income for me to be able to do my other investments, which gives me my financial freedom.
Yeah. Me, I throw a question out there. Do you think that we are not selfish enough as business owners in directing the business for our own purpose? Do you think we're not selfish enough in doing that as business people, where you said, okay, Paul, you know what, it has to be lifestyle for me? I mean, now you were pretty firm with your answer there, but do you think that the business owners are not selfish enough in deciding what the business purpose is for themselves before sending it out there to their customers or clients?
Not just for business, but for their life, because you have to put yourself first, and you have to be selfish and focus on what is best for you. And if you're not there operating at your maximum capacity and operating at your best, then you certainly can't offer a service to anybody else. So I believe that everybody has to be selfish. It's not selfish, it's more realistic. And put yourself first and make sure that you've got you in balance before you can start thinking about business or serving anybody, producing a product, or giving anything to anybody else.
Isn't that great? Go on, Heather.
And I was just going to say, I think there's this thing that, as that word selfish, and I think some people think that being selfish is a bad thing, but actually if we don't look after ourselves and our needs and then we can't look after our business and our family and our friends and whatever else, other commitments and stuff that we have. We've got to make sure we're okay, because then we can be everything that we need to be and want to be, and that others might expect of us, whatever. So looking after ourselves is such a priority, and people kind of think, oh no, I've got to do everybody first. It's like, no, if you do this one, then everything else is so much easier.
Let me jump back in there and just highlight something you said there, Karen. You use the word balance, and I think that coming back to lifestyle freedom, financial independence, many people don't know what that balance is. Many people, when they talk about financial independence, we put a number on there that's so exaggerated, or that it's not really possible to get there, because our belief system won't allow us to go from zero to Milo overnight. And we end up there in that belief system where it's zero to Milo. We end up thinking from Milo back to zero overnight, because we lose the discipline and the stamina to keep thinking that kind of stretch. And that's what we say about when it comes to your financial independence, be sensible. Be sensible in the number that will get the best out of you, not to offer you the most materialistic life. It's to be, and that balance, you use the word balance there, Karen, and that to me is perfect to say, okay, what is your right in that in-between point is what we're looking for. And think about that before you even start your business. Think about what's the balance I'm looking for. We go into business and we just throw out our business module and hope that the universe will just confetti back in people who feel the same as us. You know, I'm throwing it out there, please buy off me because, you know, I want to make £1 million perhaps. I mean, that's just insane. There's no purpose to that at all. It actually doesn't make sense. So it's like throwing something out in the universe and what we call it bingo language. There's a lot of that bingo language going around, you know, it's like bounce back ability and all this kinds of stuff we use in the business world. I mean, I call it bingo language, you know, because it's great while it's out there, but it only lasts as long as that number before the next number is called. Very much you want to think about that. So, you know, Sue, let me just bring Sue in because I've been working with Sue for the last 12 months and she's really pushed my limits when it comes to keeping up with someone, because trust me, Sue is a dark horse. She goes 1,000 miles an hour in business. But Sue, you know, you've run many businesses over the years and, you know, now of course health is your place in life. But I mean, I consider you an entrepreneur, but what do you feel? Are you lifestyle? Are you business entrepreneur? What's important for you?
I'm definitely, hang on. I'm definitely lifestyle. I designed my business from the beginning after my son died because I knew I wanted a good life and I knew I wanted to make the most of it. So I've been selfish from the very beginning, really selfish in what I've done, but I've made it so that I help other people. So I'm selfish, but it only works if I give the other people the best. So for other people to get their success, it gives me what I want in my business. I would happily do it for nothing, but I'm not stupid. I love 5 holidays a year. I love luxury holidays. I love being challenged, half killing myself on an abseiling rope. I want a 5-star hotel at the end. I love my weekends. I've got brilliant friends. So I love my life and I won't give it up for that. But I am prepared to work long hours with a goal in mind. And for the Health Hub Academy, I had 3 years in mind. And we're just in the 2nd year. And I'm willing to work the hours to get it where I want to get it and where it can run smoothly without having to work the hours I'm working to populate it and to get everything in there. And that's how I work. And all my businesses, although I'm putting projects in, I know I drive Paul around the bend and he goes, no, another one. But it's all one thing to me. It just all fits in my head. I've got a very strange mind. It's like boxes and it all fits in there. So my first business was really my university type degree. That was in business. It was in retail distribution, marketing, display, textiles, all of that. But I soon learned that health was my thing, and I started off working for nothing. In that, I worked for a charity and became director for Wales. But I learned so much from that, and I've seen so many people break down and lives break down because they put too much in. Yeah, that made me selfish, I think.
And also, let me jump back in there and let me throw this question out there, because let's think about this. It's when we talk about cost in our business, which of course is the huge influence on having that financial independence. Do we feel that if you set that goal, like you have, Sue, and yourself, Karen, there, you know, where it's like lifestyle is for me, then you would cost your business, you would cost your product in accordance with what you're asking of your business then? And do you think that if we took that approach, do you think that is the right approach, or is that not a sensible approach? Who wants to come in?
I like that approach because I've had that in mind from when I stopped my clinics. And my target is 6 to 10 grand a month because that's where I'm happy. I don't want to push to get any more than that. I'm not a big spender. I spend on health, but I know we've all got different priorities. Paul spends on his bike, don't you?
Let me jump in there, Sue, because we're losing connection with you, girl. Okay, so Karen, if you do you want to come in there, Karen, on the back of that? Do you think that you should cost your business according to the style of business that you're practicing?
Right. Well, I'm going to throw a real spanner in the works here because the point of view you're making is a good one there, but I come into the business from a slightly different aspect because the business that I run is an accidental business. Right. And the reason it's an accidental business is that I retired back in 2003. right, just before I was 43, just before my 44th birthday. And I didn't need to work. I had investments, and so that was me sorted. Now, I got bored. Retirement, absolutely boring. And so what I did was I started writing. And the way my business started is that someone stopped me in the street and had one of my books in their hand and actually said to me, "Are you the Karen Newton who wrote this book?" And I'm going, yes. And it was, "Will you coach me?" Yes. And from that, he said, "Well, I've got someone else that like coaching, someone else that like coaching." And so what I did was I actually priced for the audience that I was going to be coaching for the level that I thought would benefit the majority of the people that would want to sign up to the course. So for me, I came at it from a totally different perspective. If business is your only source of income, then obviously you're going to need to price that business, price your services to make sure you get your lifestyle. I already had the lifestyle, so my business came into who were the type of customers that were being brought to me and what was the level of income that they were going to be able to afford.
I mean, that is a great place to be in, for sure. Yeah, I admire that, Karen, and thank you for throwing that spanner in, because I need someone to box with me. Do you know what I mean? Because I am far from 100% knowledgeable with all this, for sure. Claire, are we good for time, or you're telling me that?
No, we are good for time, but I just wanted to jump in. It's just from everybody. I don't know whether Camilla's got anything to jump in and say about what we're talking about. Yes or no, Camilla? I just got one point that I'd like to.
Go ahead, Claire.
Sorry?
Go ahead, Claire.
Okay. It's just something I think that maybe all businesses need to look at the very beginning when they're setting up a business, and they don't look at the personal aspects of it. And it's drummed in, you know, if you go on any courses to start a business or anything, how to set up a business. So you're looking at the material side of it. You're not looking at the personal side of it. But what I'm seeing and what I'm getting, especially from this group right now, is actually the personal side, and getting to know who you are and what you're going to do in your business is much more important than the next step, which is setting up the business. That's what I'm concerned, because when you know exactly what type of business person you are, what your goals are, how you're going to look after yourself, because like you said, Paul, you were running around like a crazy 70 hours a week and you hit a wall. So many business people have done that, hit a wall, because it is good to say at an event that I get up at 5:30 in the morning and I work until 10 o'clock in the night, and everybody's just like in awe of that, you know? So everybody feels pressure that that's how they need to work to be successful. But that's not the case here. That's not what we're saying here in this group, is it? We're saying that we have to look after ourselves and do what's right for us in our business, because we've got a diverse businesses here, and everybody's got their own way of delivering, and we've all got successful businesses here in our own right.
Let's look at it in its simplest form. You know, you either have a career or you run a business. That's your options. So if you have a career, then what you're doing is you're giving the leadership of your life to another person. Basically, if you decide to run a business, then you're creating your own life map. So the reason for the business is to replace the career. So it creates a different stream of finances, and then you've decided to take charge of your own life map. So then you have to decide what your life map is before you introduce the business model into that. But so many people actually put themselves into the business model and hope it just does it for you. It can't think for you, as a computer can't. It's a great bit of kit, for sure. A business module is a bloody great bit of kit, because you've got a massive library, as I can see here with Karen. I've got a massive library of books that I should be reading right now, you know, and that is our computer. My computer on my screen, you know, is Karen's library there. That's my computer. That's my business computer. And this is the processor. This is the processor to my business. Nothing else. My business is blank. It's dead without me thinking. It's dead in the water. So I have to think correctly, and I need then to say get the right software. But I'm not talking about software I plug in, software I think in, like the stream of books you got behind Karen there. That's how simple it is. There's nothing hard about business, only ourselves. We're the hardest thing. We're a nuisance to it. We're a nuisance to business. It's not fair on my business model. But I come in every day. It's like, oh, Paul, here you go. Come on, bring your crap in. Let's deal with it. Every day he comes in and he looks at me. He says, oh, no, really? That's what you woke up with this morning? Or that's what you woke up and blew with 1 o'clock this morning? That was your only worry? Come on, let's change that. Let's face it. We're our business. We're our business. I've really enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed, I mean, listen, it's an honor to be around people like yourselves and get to beat this wisdom about. And yeah, absolutely, it's a bonus for me for sure.
While we're just on and before we finish with the live, if we just all do a quick round robin, 30 seconds. And let's start with Heather before I turn the actual live off.
Thank you very much, Claire. Thanks, Paul. That was amazing. So I'm Heather from Harry's Coffee and my networking cafe. Coffee, gorgeous, fika, get together, talk to each other. There's nothing better, no better way to do business than having a good conversation. And the best way to do that is over good coffee. And with my networking cafe, we work with solopreneurs who spending a lot of time online, but really not achieving anything because they're just so busy being busy. But they really want to grow their businesses, not quite ready for the full-on six-figure do it, but needing that support. So we look at learning, influence, networking, collaboration, and support, all the things that you really need to achieve your vision. And that's what we do.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Heather. And over to Isa.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Isa. I'm studying business development within tourism in college, and I'm doing my internship with Claire for 10 weeks.
Fantastic. With Introbiz Sweden and Wild Spirit. Yeah. And over to Karen Newton.
Thanks, Claire. Thanks, Paul. Really interesting again today. My name's Karen Newton. I'm the founder of Karen Newton International, which is a global education company teaching people how to build multiple income streams. And we cover business, property, digital investing, and bullion. And they're the 4 categories, and we create 8 multiple income streams within those 4 categories, all based around what your business and your business model is. So that's me. Thank you.
And Karen is also an author of 22 books now.
23.
23 books.
And I had a book just this week go to #1 around the world. It's hit #1 around the world. So yeah. And that's why, apologies if I haven't got back to people. It has just been marketing like crazy for the past 10 days, ready for the launch. And yeah, we've hit #1, like I said, multiple countries in online in 20 categories so far. And it's looking like it's going to go higher. So it's been great.
Fantastic, Karen. So yeah, we'll try and put the links. We'll try and put everybody's links in the YouTube description later on. So we'll see if I can do that, and then we can make sure everybody can get to you. And over to our wonderful Camilla.
Hello, Camilla. It's my name, and I'm the owner of Work Vision. And I'm a value and a culture expert for progressive leaders and organizations. And I do that through my passion. And I believe it's my lifestyle business through gender equality, diversity, and inclusion. And I help leaders in organization, and especially now during the COVID time, leaders to create a great working leadership and working environment where they take care of all employees' different skills and willingness to contribute, capacity and knowledge and everything. And it's about making people in your organization a talent in the area they are working with, and also to attract talent, different kinds of people with different way of thinking. It's about age and gender, ethnicity and everything, but it's also about way of thinking, background, way to come into the organization to give other way to think and lose problem. So that's me.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Camilla. And last but not least, I hope we
Thank
can
you.
get you, because I think, Sue, your internet is bouncing in and out. Are you there?
Looks like she's frozen.
I know she. Oh, she's gone.
There she is.
Is she back? Are you having trouble with your internet, Sue?
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble with the
Yeah.
internet.
No, it's not
Okay,
going.
let's move on.
Okay, so
Is it
thank-
like-
oh,
I think it's my
Yeah, we've had tons of that this year, haven't we? Eh?
well, it's so many people are on the internet
yes.
right now, aren't they?
Okay.
Yeah.
Health County Health Board advisors, and then
We'll put a link in the box.
Yeah, well, is Morse code.
It's most by fire.
Mm,
So thank you everybody for joining us on this live today. My name is Claire Rees from Intrabiz Sweden, and we're a business to business connection agency who love to try to connect people in Sweden and the UK. So thank you for joining us on this live. I hope you find it interesting. Next week, we've got week 3. And can you remind us what week 3 is, Paul, for next week of our workshop, please?
oh, next week is your seat value in your business. So what are you worth to your business? Your seat value is something that we kind of learned many years ago from how they run, successful public houses and things. And so we look at the seat value. So yeah, we'll be doing that next week. Interesting.
Looking forward to that. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. And if you want to get in contact with any